Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kalan with White Glove Models, and welcome back to the channel. Let me adjust my screen here. There we go. Well, good morning. So if I seem a little discombobulated, it is because I am just kind of a short morning for me because I didn't wake up too long ago. I had a late night working on the Land Rover, which still isn't done. I'm hoping to get the Land Rover done today. So anyhow, welcome to Monday Coffee with Kalan, and I do have my coffee and freshly made, so hopefully that'll help settle things down a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and switch a few things over here right now, and just want to give a big shout out to Ian Campbell and Steve Wylands, our current patrons, and our current Buy Me a Coffee member, Linda Charles Christian. Thank you so much for your help and your support. And thank you for being members of the channel. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm going to head over to comments now, and we will carry on. So let's see who we've got here with us today. Me, of course, saying hello to everybody. And first in the house is the man himself, Lewis. Thank you so much for joining, Lewis. Hope you're having a good evening. And excellent update on the victory. Thank you thank you, Nat, for sharing that. Really good video, Lewis. Excellent update. And you are way ahead of me. So I'm hoping to actually get to do work on the victory this weekend. So maybe we can get together and do a stream on that, just depending on where you're at with everything. So we'll see. We'll get there. Top is in the house. Buckman's Model Mania. Hey, Kalan, how's it going? And they're saying hi to each other. We have Mark Shellard in the house. Hi, Mark. How's it going? Hi, Kalan and chat. Always good to have you. Thanks for popping by. And we do have the $25 gift card giveaway for coffee, it's a Starbucks gift card, unless the winner prefers something nearby them that I can actually purchase online, a gift card for them. So, but most likely it'll be Starbucks, or for those of you in the UK that I think it's pronounced Costa, I could potentially get you a gift card there. So we'll be doing that a little bit later in the stream. Mark is saying hi to Lewis. And did Eric stick any more wheels that he wasn't supposed to? I don't know. Oh, are you talking about the tank? I bet. Yeah, because they were working on their tanks yesterday. My tank, the M4A3, which a lot of you haven't seen on the channel yet, is still in limbo. I'm hoping to eventually get to that, but main priority, like I've been saying, is to get this Land Rover off the bench. We are almost there. We're so close. I'll talk to you guys about that here in a little bit. Top was saying, I'm good. The cold or whatever from Saturday is completely gone. That's good. That is always good. Evening, Mark. How are you? And Mark responding, or saying, Mark saying hi, Model Mania, to Top. And Top was saying, I don't think so about the wheels. Yeah, that was one thing. So being new to tank builds, I had never built a tank before, and so kind of being new to that, each one might be a little bit different here. But yeah, just making sure that you had the wheels working properly. Because I don't know, did the tracks actually move on the majority of tanks that you build? I don't know. I know some people lock everything down, so it's not necessary that they have to move. But I mean, there you go. Mark is saying good things. How are things with you? And Eric's in the house. Rascals Hobbies. Hey, Kalan. Hey, Eric. How's it going? Always good to see you. And Mark at Edinburgh Modeling Man Cave. Hey, Kalan and everyone in chat. Thank you so much for joining us, Mark. It's always a pleasure to have you. And glad to see you've got you're pumping out some stuff now on your Workbench too. Really beautiful work on that truck too, Mark. You know, you always say it's not your best work, but it is far superior to anything I seem to ever produce. Sorry, I'm not used to this lavalier microphone, so I might rub it now and then, and it might make loud noises in your ears. I apologize. And Lewis saying evening to Eric and Mark, and Mark was saying hi, Eric, literally. And Steve is in the house, the Maker's Cave. Thank you so much. He is one of our patrons. Afternoon, everyone. Always good to see you, Steve. And thank you so much for popping in. And Lewis saying, I have to get ahead of you while you're doing your landy, because once you've completed that and restart the victory, you will leave me standing. Well, probably that could be true, but I almost doubt it, because not only do I have the victory, I have to work on the tank. Mr. Spock is actually coming along. My Mr. Spock was that kit was my Christmas Secret Santa from Hobby Link International. So my Secret Santa gift from Bob, I think it was Bob Bruce, on Hobby Link International. He was my Secret Santa, and I got that. And so I have to do that for the Christmas build. And then I have to start the Hind. And at some point, I need to start the Hudson Hornet. So got a lot coming up, but definitely looking forward to getting back to work on the victory. So I will dedicate at least a day, a week or so to working on that. Evening Maker's Cave, and Steve saying hi to model making trucker Lewis, and Top is saying Eric tried to put the sprockets inside the tank. Oh yeah, well in that case that's not going to work, Eric. How did you manage that? I don't know. I was busy building or working on trying to get all the milliput into my my Spock. So you'll see that here in a minute. We'll talk about that. Saves the wheels. Yeah, it does. Man Cave, it's been awful weather up in Scotland today. Yeah, it's kind of been weird weather everywhere from the sounds of it. Ian Campbell is in the house. Also another one of our wonderful patrons. Thank you, Ian Campbell, for popping in. Always good to see you. And thanks for stopping by. Lewis was saying hi to Ian, and Ian saying hi to Lewis. And Top was saying, still listening, but back to my work laptop. Excellent. So that is all caught up with chat. Do want to thank everybody that is here watching. So a few quick updates for you guys. We'll update you on Mr. Spock first. So I haven't done anything to the body yet of Mr. Spock. I'm still on the fence about his head, because if you can see, there's a lot of seam lines in the hair, which is really concerning. And I know that's just mean. I just ripped his head off. But there's a lot of seam lines and gaps I need to fill in on him. But the main thing, if you guys remember when I first started working on Mr. Spock, was this tree. So the roots of the tree did not fit very well. There were major gaps, and I know it's washing out with the camera right now. But what I did, and I'll get better images of this when I do the video on YouTube, is I filled in all those gaps with milliput, and then I kind of molded it to make it look a little bit better for, to look more like the base with all those little dimples in it. And then I glued these guys on, and I need to fill in kind of some of the gaps around those too. And I have a couple of ideas what to do with the actual little plant and the inside of these to make them possibly light up, which would be kind of cool. Just because this is going to be overall a really, really cool little, I don't know if you'd want to call it a diorama, but little image with Mr. Spock on the base. And if I have those light up, they would kind of be shining up on him a little bit, which would be kind of cool. So I might play around with that and just see what happens. So that's where we're at with Mr. Spock. Pretty happy, really happy actually with how the Milliput worked. It was my first time using Milliput, and it's a wonderful product to work with because it filled in everything so nice, and very, very happy with that. So I ended up using the super fine. There's a couple of different versions of it. You have the standard Milliput, and then you have the super fine. And for this one, I use the super fine. So I don't really know what the difference is yet, but I'm sure I'll figure that out shortly. So let's see what's happening in chat real quick. And Lewis is saying, don't forget to stick your thumbs up, Kalan. Or don't forget everyone to stick your thumbs up, Kalan. Yeah, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And Kenny from Hobby Link International saying, I am really drunk or Kalan is blurry. Hopefully not, because am I blurry? I don't know why, because I've shut everything down and the only thing that's running is StreamYard, and the only other panel I have up is for the drawing for later on. So I don't know. Marco's saying it's a very old kit, will need work with Everett. Yeah, so that kit actually came out the year I was, or that particular one was molded the year I was born in 1981. So I think it was either a repop or they changed something that year. And so it was really cool that one just happened to be the year I was born. So it's a 41-year-old kit, but it's been a lot of fun to work with it. And I was almost tempted to buy, they make a resin head that's a perfect fit for that one. And I was contemplating just getting the resin head, which is a more accurate depiction of Leonard Nimoy. So that might be something I might actually look into doing. Lewis was saying evening to Kenny, and Eric's saying I'm blurry too. Hopefully I'm not. I apologize, guys, if I am blurry. Lewis is saying I thought it was my internet as I'm in the truck. Yeah, well, I apologize. That's too bad. I'll have to see, because I'm directly connected to our internet, so it shouldn't be blurry. But yeah, I need FiOS, I guess. You know what's funny? So here's an interesting thing: is my wife actually asked about FiOS originally when we moved in, and they said, "Oh, we don't have what's it called? Think, Kalan, fiber optics." They said, "Oh, we don't have fiber optics coming down your street." I'm like, yeah, they do, because there's about 6 years ago, they ran it down, and there's actually a little indicator down at the end of the street showing that is the fiber optic cable for FiOS, or whatever you want to call it. And so I guess what the issue is they ran it down all of our streets when they repaved our streets, but they didn't connect it to the main line on Main Street. Well, now they're rebuilding Main Street. So maybe if they don't forget, they'll actually connect all of those cables to the main hub, and then we can hopefully get FiOS. So anyways, that's kind of my hope. But we do, my wife would love to have FiOS, but she's worried it's going to be about $50 more a month than we already pay for our high-speed internet. See, you're drunk too, Lewis. No, I think it's his feed because the text crawl is perfect. Excuse me. Yeah, that's. I don't know how to check any of that either, so I apologize. I am still very new to this. Kenny's saying hi to everybody, and you are low resolution. Was thinking it's just me. You know, let me. But here it says connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into the router. Well, I'm not on Wi-Fi, so, and I'm connected to the 5G. It could even just be the fact that I'm connected to the 5G, because our 5G has tons of issues for some reason. Let me try this real quick just to see if maybe this helps. You might lose me for a minute. Well, I don't know. It shouldn't matter because I'm connected via a cable. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to cancel that. Yeah, because I'm connected directly to a cable, so I don't know. It could also be because I'm connected to a VPN. So let me. And I'm back. And I don't think I'm any better. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Anyways, we have Kevin from KX4 Gaming and Models. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Hey, Kevin. Either that or remove. Oh, weird. So now it's okay. So now I bet we're better. For some reason, my VPN was making it bad because now I don't see that little warning. So either that or remove the Vaseline from the lens. I wonder what he's been using the camera for. Laugh out loud, Kenny. That explains all the dents in my truck and all the really mad people on the road. I thought it was just road hogs with their flashing blue lights and sirens. They always want all the road. Kevin saying hi to Kenny. And Lewis saying, evening, Kevin. No, Verizon Fios in California. We sold it off. Forgot who bought it. It might have been Vive, Kenny. There's a company called Vive, and they're kind of, it used to be Northland Cable up here, but yeah, they're I think Verizon is just down the street from us, and they're worthless. Those guys are honestly like just their internet was not as good, and they also didn't offer the Fios. So and then their high-speed internet it was really choppy. Were my puppies chewing your Cat 6 cable? Probably. And I do look better. Okay, good. There, I fixed it. So that's what it was, guys. That was weird. My VPN was eating up for some reason, making it worse. Excuse me. And yeah, I don't know. Kevin is also, KX4 Gaming is also known as he's top 2. I showed up and video got better. That's right. Chris made it better. Chris always makes everything better, including my live streams. So there you go. Everybody give Chris a round of applause. So now you can probably actually see, sorry, the stupid window. Now you can probably actually see what I did with the base here. So I ended up just filling all that open area underneath the tree that was a terrible fit. I just used milliput. So now you can actually see what I was doing. So thank you guys for helping me sort that out. And everybody's saying I'm looking good. VPN slows your internet connection because it's funneling. All right, thanks, Steve. That's good to know. So that would explain a lot. Definitely we'll have to not run on VPN, which means I feel like I'm a little bit more exposed when I'm live streaming, but you know, shouldn't be too bad. Verizon would be better if their employees would show up for work. Amen, Chris. All those Verizon guys are worthless. If you don't know, that's a jab at Kenny. Oh, hi, Kenny. And Lewis is clapping. So that is a good point to break away and talk a little bit about the status of the Land Rover. So here we have the top of the Land Rover all painted up and ready to be have its final clear coat put on. So I'm done touching this. This is all ready to go. As you know, it went from being the blue color that the body was to this now off-white eggshell color, which I really, really like it. And then I did all the detail work on it. I still have to go in and just put in the final little bolt details. So I that reminds me, I got to do that today. And I've got a lot of parts put on. I still have to put the steering wheel in, but we have everything ready here on the chassis. Everything's put together and looking really good. And then the interior is complete. The engine's in, ready to go. And I ended up putting kind of a wash on the seats to kind of dirty them up a little bit. And that looks really good. And here is the body ready for I tried to do the panel lines. They actually don't look bad on camera, but I need to put the final clear, the flat clear on this, and then I'll be putting the windows in. The engine compartment looks fairly good. And I really like how the dash kind of looks. It looks like kind of a little bit of a crackled dash. And then we've got this side, which looks a little grungy, but this is the side where we're just saying that they ended up stealing parts off a different colored Land Rover and welded them on. And you've got your welding seam here, which is kind of washed out with a little bit of, roughed up paint here and there, which I did just to kind of make it look better. And this part, I didn't really worry about clear coating it too much, just because the roof rack's going to be going over the top of it. And then I blacked out all the windows and the areas where the windows are going to be going, because typically what I'm used to is you've got your glass and then it goes, you maybe put black around the edges of the glass and then they go on the inside of the model. Well, these all fit to the outside. So it kind of looks a little funky to me. So I haven't quite decided what I'm going to be doing to kind of recreate that rubber seal. But for the most part, it doesn't look too bad. I'm kind of enjoying it. That's the thing is I'm worried like whatever glue or anything I'm going to put in there is going to show up. And last night, kind of what I did before I went to bed was I went and I blacked out all the windows with a black Sharpie just along the edges, but it looked terrible. So I ended up taking all that off of these windows, and maybe I'll come up with a different solution. If you guys have any good ideas, let me know. When I went around the edges, you could see that Sharpie mark. So it was a little bit too far into the window. So maybe if I just go along the edges and try not to get very much inside the window, I don't know. I could also just take black paint and put it around here, which the paint might be a better option. I don't know. So that's one of those things I'd like to kind of check out and try to work on later today. And then we'll get this clear coated, and I can actually clear coat the body right now. I think that is one thing for those of you out there that have used. So most of the paints I use are acrylic, Tamiya acrylic paints. The panel line wash that I used was the Tamiya, and that's a lacquer, the Tamiya panel line wash, and it is a lacquer. So now I'm wondering, how long do I need to let all of that dry before I go and put the final clear coat on? Do you think 24 hours, or do you think maybe I should let it sit for a couple days or a week at the most? So I don't know. I know not everybody uses those types of panel line washes, so we'll see. Kevin from KX4 Gaming was saying VPN routing through Ukraine, possibly. Top of saying 2 years ago when I started working from home, I did a speed test on and off VPN. Off VPN, I was getting 30 megabytes per second. On VPN, I was getting under 2. Wow, that is a massive difference. VPN sucks your internet speed to nothing. Yeah, that's really annoying too, because it's like, it's nice to have the VPN for protection and all that, but then it does. My wife swears up and down that the VPN is what kills our internet on our laptops. So she's probably right. I guess I can't argue with that. Chris is saying you did a good job on the panel lines. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, it was my first time really trying that, and I do appreciate your suggestion for cleaning up afterwards. It made a world of difference. And so now I don't have any problem with leaving that panel line wash on there for maybe even an hour, and then just coming back and using the lacquer thinner on a Q-tip to wipe up any excess. So thank you so much, Chris. Definitely a huge help in that journey there. Car Diva, Linda is in the house. Good morning, Kalan. Linda is our one and only Buy Me a Coffee member. So thank you so much for your support of the channel, Linda. And Lewis is saying hello to Car Diva. 4 years. I'm lost now. Sorry, my brain is already like a mile down the road. Lay your Sharpie on an angle on the edge so you're marking with the side of the tip on the edge of the window. So that is what I did last night, Chris, and it ended up, because that lip for the window to go in is it's super thin, and I was using a standard Sharpie. I could try, so I was using the fine point Sharpie, this one here. I could possibly try it with the ultra fine point and see how it works out, because this has a super itty bitty tip on it. But I don't know. I might give this one a go. I don't think it's going to do what I want though, because that lip is just so tiny. And so I was thinking maybe just putting some paint. What I could do is maybe take some of the gloss black and just paint that line inside these panels very carefully, and then try to stick the window in there. Or the other option I was thinking was taking my Mod Podge and adding some color to it, like the black color, so it almost looks like that rubber seal that you put in on the windows before you put them in, and seeing if that works, just to kind of give it that little extra dark black color, like the actual cement or rubber glue that is used on a lot of windows. So I don't know. Yeah. Lewis is saying if you're using paint, try painting a thin layer on some grease-proof paper and dab the edges in it. That's not a bad idea too. I just worry about it creeping up too far up the window. Let the lacquer dry 4 years before applying another top. Yeah, so then it will be a 4-year shelf queen. Those shelf queens, I'm telling you. It's funny because, see, I mean, I look over here and I have the one shelf down here underneath the like, or right next to the desk that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I put some more shelves in up above me, and then there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 shelf queens that I call the works in progress. So you know what it is. I think basically, I think if I can get it to a point to where I'm almost done with it, I can easily take the body off. My problem is I want to clear coat everything before I put like the mirrors on and the antennas and all that stuff. So it technically won't be finished. So I think if I just let the panel line sit for maybe a couple of days, it should be good. Mark was saying, I use Tamiya rubber after the clear coat as the window rubber is never glossed. Very true. It's a lot of masking, but worth it. The black panel line, wait 30 minutes and use odorless thinner on a Q-tip to wipe. And Chris is saying, does the boss lady have a cry cut machine? You can make painting masks for the windows if she does. No, she does not. And I actually asked her and she's not interested in one. So if I was to get one, it would be for me. Yeah, she's kind of starting to get into, she decided this weekend when we went up to Hobby Lobby, because I had some Christmas gift cards to spend there, and I spent them very well. And I got a couple of new kits. One I'm not very thrilled about. I did buy another Land Rover, as you can see over there on the wall. I bought the 1/48th Italeri Osprey, and then I also got the box scale. It's a very bizarre scale. It's like 1/526 scale or something crazy, or 4 something. USS Missouri, the Revell kit. And to be honest, I opened up that kit, the Revell kit, to just take a look at it, and I was extremely disappointed immediately with it. So at one point, I do want to do like the 1/350 Missouri. And then also on, so Lewis is not going to listen to this because it's a scale that does not exist. On the auction this weekend with the Scale Model Graveyard, I ended up getting a 170 scale Revell Battleship Arizona and a 170 scale Revell Battleship Massachusetts. And the reason I bought those was for a diorama I want to do down the road of a 1/700 scale, ish depiction of Pearl Harbor just before the attack. So I was thinking those kits would come in handy for that, and it's just 2 more ships closer towards my my goal of trying to find all the ships that I can to kind of remake that diorama that I have in my mind that I think would be really cool. Yeah. 170 scale, 1/720. 1/720. Yeah, the Missouri, Lewis was saying, Missouri, yes, it would be nice if it was 1/350 scale, or if it was 1/200 scale. 1/200 would be amazing. I swear, so I opened it up and it's a great kit for maybe a kid that's doing their first ship or something, but there's maybe 100 parts for it. That's it. There's not very many parts. So I was a little bit disappointed. Top was saying, we bought a cry cut for me, haven't used it yet. It sits here being very pretty and pink. Yes, it is. The 1-200 Big Mo. Yes, Kevin, that is such a very cool kit, and it will be eventually added to my collection. The wife and I have kind of agreed that aside from the 1-350 Bismarck, which I'm going to be doing a buddy build with Rascal Eric. I'm going to be doing a buddy build with him of the 1-350 Bismarck. And so she's going to let me get that. But then I'm not going to buy any more models for the rest of the year. I'm going to wait for the big sale at the end of the year, the Black Friday sale from Sprue Brothers, where I can get everything for like 20% or 40% off or whatever. And in the meantime, anything I'm going to be buying from here on out after I get that Bismarck is just mostly photo etch. That's right, Lewis, photo etch and resin parts for the builds that I have going on, because I need to focus on getting those done. And so I also have the HMS hood, the 1-350 Trumpeter HMS hood. I don't know when I'm going to build it though. It might not be until next year, but I already ordered the wooden decks for it. I just need to order the rest of the photo etch and stuff for that as well. And then we have a couple of other builds coming down the line that I need to get some photo etch and resin printed parts for it. So that's kind of the plan there. That should make her happy, because I have spent a lot of money on kits this year already, which is too much. Oh, that is still nice and hot. Chris is saying, I have that Missouri kit sitting on my shelf of shame. Yeah, so it's one of those kits where I don't even think I'm going to build it on the channel, Chris. I'm just going to build it for fun. Just as one of those to have kind of in my backlog, maybe if I'm bored, just something to work on. And where do we go? Lewis is saying, I have the 1-200 Missouri, 1-350 Wisconsin, and New Jersey, just waiting for August to get the Iowa. Oh man, Lewis, that so yeah, I was on big shout out to Sprue he actually has a bunch of these in stock, and Sprue Brothers here in the US, they've got only a couple of the 1-200 kits in stock, but if you go to spruebox.co.uk, James, if he can work out shipping with you too, if you want to place your orders there to the US, but free shipping on orders over like $50 or something in the UK. And he has a bunch of the 1-200 kits in stock, and I almost contemplated, but my wife would shoot me if I bought any more, because we've agreed that the Bismarck's the last one for this year. But I think he has the Missouri and possibly the Wisconsin in stock. I can't remember if the New Jersey was in stock, but the Iowa is going to be super awesome. Definitely worth getting. He also had the Yorktown, the one, I think the 1-200 Yorktown in stock, which I haven't seen that here. So definitely, I'm not a huge aircraft carrier fan, because to me, they just take up a lot of space. And aircraft carriers are cool. I've always loved them, but they're just not as interesting to me as a model kit. But man, that would be actually a really cool kit to have. Also, if they ever came out with the 1-200 Nimitz, I'm not sure if they ever came out with a 1-200 Kitty Hawk or anything, but definitely go check out Spruebox if you're looking for some kits. That he doesn't have a lot of stock and a lot of different things, but he does have some things that aren't available to us here in the US, which is nice. And he also has a lot of really cool kits for like all the tanks and the battle like battleship, or sorry, excuse me, my brain is thinking ships right now, but the armor. He has a lot of different armor stuff as well. Off red, and Lewis is drooling over photo etch. Yeah, photo etch is definitely becoming a lot of fun to work with. I need to get a bender at some point. Dirk's in the house. How's it going, Dirk? Is it that time again? Yes, it is. Well, thanks for joining. And you aren't buying any more models till the end of the year. I'll take that bet. Yeah, just I know. There was another kit that I did. I wasn't supposed to buy anything, but I got it. I did order. I didn't order. I won in an auction, so it's not the same. It was an accident. I also won the MASH helicopter last night on scale model graveyard during the auctions, and it was close call because I thought the other guy won, but then I got a message this morning that I actually won the I think it's the 1/48th scale. I didn't write it down, so it's either 1/48th or 1/32nd scale, but the MASH helicopter, and that one is I had to have it because it's such a sought after model, and I've been wanting to build one for a long time, and I see everybody else building them and thought it was time to get one for myself. So I got really lucky. I thought for sure the guy had beat me out, but I had the final bid at the right time. So everybody's saying hi to Dirk, and Lewis saying get all the 1/200 kits. Excuse me. Yeah, problem is I don't have a room for them. They'd have to go to the storage unit. In the meantime, I mean, even I'm running out of places to put stuff is the problem in this room, and I keep putting up shelves, and then they get filled with more models. I'm not a CV fan either. Warships are supposed to have guns, lots of them. Very true. But if you think about it, and Lewis can attest to this, if you think about it though, an aircraft carrier has a lot of guns on it. They're mobile guns, and by that I mean the aircraft. They can leave the ship and come back to it. So with Sprue if there's something you want, always worth asking him, and if he can get it in for you, he's got some PE for me. Got the HMS Prince of Wales and HMS Cornwall. Yeah, so definitely another place to put into your bookmarks is the spruebox.co.uk. In fact, I think I can put a link here. I think I should be allowed to do this. I don't know if it shows up. You'll have to tell me if it shows up. Dirk's saying hi to Lewis, and Top is saying I never buy any models, but somehow my allowance is always gone. Mark is saying I hate decals, full stop. Oh my gosh, yes, decals are so annoying. Doing the decals for Brian's car in the first Fast and Furious, the carbon fiber one is a joke. Thick. Yeah, I've actually heard that. And you know what's funny is I've seen people, you can watch people all day on YouTube and they make it look so easy, but in reality, it's a pain in the butt. And it doesn't matter what tricks you try. There's so many decals just for this Land Rover kit that have been ruined for some reason because they either fold and then you can't unfold them. Oh yeah, it didn't let me. So I don't know how to do that then. How can I add a link to my own chat? I don't understand. Whatever. Anyways, so yeah, the decals, and Lewis will tell you too, decals are his favorite thing to do. Yeah, I don't understand, to use the Tamiya. I have a couple of different products that I use. I have the Tamiya Mark Fit Super Strong, and I don't know. I've seen people use this, and it literally melts the decal right on there. I've tried using it on this Revell kit. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't seem to weaken the decal at all. And so one of the other ones that I like to use is the Microsol package. Here you've got the Micro Set and then the Microsol. And these, I've had better luck with these than I have with the Tamiya Super Extra Strong whatever decal solution. So I think I'm going to try them on the last few decals I have to put on. Top was saying it's 135th. You won the Bell H13. Oh yeah, and Top was bidding on that too. So it is. It's a 135th Bell H13H, and you have two of them in the mash box. So the one that I won says a 2-in-1, and so the decals have a little bit of a damage on them, which I'm not too concerned about. But yeah, so Top was actually bidding on that, and then I ended up bidding higher because I really wanted it. I bid more than I'd like to, but I still think I got a good deal on it at $28, and then I just have to pay for shipping. So I don't know. It's a kit that I've had trouble finding, and now if you really want one, you know that Top over at Buckman's Model Mania has two of them. So you could always maybe offer to buy one off of him if you need one, but I don't know, he might sell it. He'll sell it to Eric, that's for sure. It did work. So spruebox.com, it just wouldn't let me it wouldn't let me post it onto Facebook. So for those of you guys watching on Facebook, which I never know how many or if anybody's watching on Facebook, it's just www.spruebox, spruebox.co.uk. Lewis saying, I'll agree with you on that one, Mark. The decals for the 132 Lank was a big drain on your mojo. Yeah, and it definitely, there's the link right there for Spruebox. Oh, and then it says it did work for Facebook. Whatever, I don't know. Moving on, I did the 1350 USS Enterprise and actually enjoyed it, thinking of getting another US aircraft carrier. And Lewis's 1350 Enterprise, actually, it looks really awesome. And so that kind of, after looking at his, when I saw the video of it, and I think he showed me some pictures too, of the Enterprise, it looks really awesome. And I was thinking, you know what, maybe I'll change my mind and eventually I love the Enterprise. The Enterprise was a very, very nice ship in her time. So when I was about, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years old, my grandfather took me down to do a tour of the Nimitz. And the Nimitz was it was docked in Seattle down on the port, and a huge, huge aircraft carrier. It probably took about 10 minutes to walk from one end of the Nimitz all the way to the other end, and we got to tour the whole ship. It was amazing. It's like a city on the water, and the Enterprise was actually docked just over across the way from it, but you weren't allowed on the Enterprise. And she was, it was right about the time she was being decommissioned. And just the size difference of those two ships was incredible to me. But the Enterprise always was just a beautiful looking aircraft carrier. Maybe Intrepid, not 100% yet. Yeah, I've never seen the Intrepid. I'll have to look at pictures of it. I can't remember when she was built. I don't know. I can't remember if she's one of the older or newer You'll have to let me know, Lewis. Try decaling the NX01 with a full aftermarket decal set. I forget the brand. Oh goodness, I can only imagine. I'm scared of, so just the for the Enterprise or the JJ prize, the mask set that I am getting to do the painting on that. The mask set alone is going to be a pain in the butt, but I've seen people do it and it comes out really nice. So we'll see. Chris saying, are you putting the Tamiya down before you put the decal down? Yeah, so I put the Tamiya clear coat, the gloss coat on, and then I was doing my panel line washes and then doing the decals, and then I'm going to spray the flat coat over the top, which may make the decals look kind of weird. I don't know. I have done that and then added more after the decal went on, and that helped. Okay. Oh, you're talking about the Tamiya extra decal solution. Yeah. So, okay. So what I did, I did that. I put the Mark Fit. I put a dab of that onto the actual model, and then I'd put the decal on, and then just kind of keep adding the Tamiya Mark Fit over the top of it, and then just cleaning up any excess that pooled around it. And I would keep doing that. And maybe I'm just not being patient enough. I know it does take some time for that to actually work on the decal itself. Kevin was saying I slopped microsol on all decals several times. Yeah, I love that. The microsol seems like a pretty good solution. Top is saying, I just looked, the guy you beat out bid a minute or two late to cause overtime. Yeah. He was bidding on a lot of aircraft, especially helicopters and stuff. And there was another one, there was a Black Hawk that I wanted, but I wasn't going to waste my time bidding on that because I don't need it right now. And I just really wanted that MASH helicopter. I paid $50, including shipping for mine. Okay. So I got a good deal, I think, for $28 plus shipping. He didn't need another. He was just running the price up on you. No, Top actually bid when it was really low. I think around like $8 or $10. So, and then when I started getting into it, the price just kept going up and up, and so I waited till like the last second, and then boom, I popped in my $28 bid, and then that other guy, he put in like 29, so I put in 30, but then I guess they didn't count those later bids. They just gave it to me at the $28. So there was another lot of ships that were 1/400 scale. I don't remember what brand, and I wanted to win those, but some other guy popped up the price to like $17, and just out of nowhere, I think I was at like $10 on it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to play this game. So I just let him win it. And I think it was a friend of the guy selling it. So I think that I was kind of cheated on that one. So I'm glad I didn't bid any more on it. So if I see those pop up again on the scale model graveyard, I don't know. I may look at getting them if the bid's right. I don't know. So he didn't. Yeah, we already talked about that. Boo, Facebook. Yeah, I know, Dirk. Facebook's evil. And Top rarely sells. He has a quite the collection. I bid like $12, one bid away early in the auction. Oh, one bid way early in the auction. The Enterprise CV65. I have to build mine with a hangar deck. You should. It's a nice ship. Such a shame she's going to be broken up. All ships should be turned into museum ship. Yeah, I agree with that to a point. It kind of, I understand like they'll take certain parts off and use them and repurpose them, but then for the most part, some of them they do cut up, And then another thing that they've been doing, which is really cool, and as a diver, it's really awesome to go underwater and see these. But a lot of times what they'll do, like they did with my dad's ship, my dad was in the Coast Guard, and the USS Campbell, which there is a resin kit for that, but it's really expensive. And they used to make a model kit of the Campbell, and I wish I could get my hands on it because it was a cool looking Coast Guard vessel, but they sunk it. They used it for target practice. They sunk it, and now it's part of a reef. And so one cool thing as a scuba diver is the opportunity to go and dive these wrecks, which I've done a few, years and years ago, and it's really cool. It's almost like a museum at that point, in a way. But then also I do agree, like certain ships with certain histories should be turned into a floating museum so that people can get the opportunity to go aboard and check it out. And, for people like me and Lewis, who have that naval mindset and just are really addicted to ships and naval life, it's really fascinating. And I mean, I guarantee they'd make loads of money. There are in New York, I guess, or Jersey or wherever, they have that one. I don't remember what ship it was. Kenny was talking about it, and it's docked there, and you can go check it out. So that's always really cool. Scale Model Ninja. Hey, Ross, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. If you're not familiar with Ross, the Scale Model Ninja, go check out his channel. He does live streams quite often, and definitely a lot of fun to go. Whenever I get a chance, I try to go over there. Unfortunately, it hasn't been very often because I've been busy, but thanks for stopping in. Microsol works great until the decal explodes. So yeah, I've had that happen to where it just gets too soft as you're working with it, and then it just blows apart. You need all kits. Yeah, that's what my wife thinks. Lewis saying hi to Ross, and Ross saying hi to Lewis. And let's see. So Kalan was running up the bid. I did start running up the bid on the MASH helicopter, but I'm proud of that one because I won. And I think I got a great deal. The way the graveyard works, if a bid is made at 9:59, overtime starts. It runs until 10:01. 10:02, overtime has already been canceled. Okay. If the bid is at 10:01, overtime would have been extended 2 minutes. I'm a veteran of the scale model graveyard wars. Yeah, I cursed you for turning me on to scale model graveyard. Oh, it is so bad. Sunday nights, you're just sitting there glued, just hoping you win the ones you're working on. Liz saying USS Campbell sounds familiar. I think Nat did that as a guest the kit once. Yes, she did. And I should have gotten that one because I've seen pictures. My dad actually has on his wall in his house, he has a picture. It's a beautiful picture of the Campbell while she's out at sea. And I should have recognized it. But it was one of those guess that kit, and it was a kit that was available for so long back in the day, and now it's not available. But somebody did a 3D print of it, and so maybe at some point I could maybe build a resin version of it. Comes with photo etch and all that. But what's funny, Lewis, is they actually made a photo etch and upgrade detail kit for the USS Campbell that is still available today, but the kit is not available. So I just either have to find somebody that has it and is willing to sell it, or I could just get the 3D printed version of it. I can't believe they couldn't save the CV6 Enterprise. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that the military does that just doesn't make sense. But I think it's harder for them to justify keeping an aircraft carrier around as a museum, just because they take up a lot of space, and there's a lot of different it would be harder to use to turn that into a museum, I think. But just got in from work. Right on. Well, thankfully, hopefully you're off for the rest of the day, it sounds like. So have a great evening. And I'm going to, I think we're about 1:05 in. And so I've got a few things I got to work on today myself, and definitely going to try to get this guy finished up. So really, really happy with kind of how that wash looks. It looks a little bit dirty. Pretty happy with that. And then you've got your other side. And then this, so it's funny is I was looking at a couple of different pictures. And so most of you know, if you've watched the build of this, this is my bracket that I made to put my other spare tire on the rear. And I was looking at some pictures, and you know, obviously mine is huge. It's too big. What I ended up using, and there we go. We're back down to probably a fuzzy image. But anyways, so yeah, so now I have styrene. I bought at Hobby Lobby. I ended up buying a bunch of styrene and getting like the sheets and then the tubes and different pieces of styrene. So now I can kind of mock up my own parts and make different things as I need them. So, well, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by today and joining me on Monday Coffee with Kalan. I still have warm coffee thanks to my Yeti, and I also have my backup cup, which is in my iron flask that my wife got me for my birthday. So very, very appreciative of that. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, evening, whatever it is for you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, take care.